you sit there and just keep up that arm. Keep pumping that arm. And welcome back to another episode of Travis Does Firewood. Early morning, and trying to beat the rain. It calls for on and off showers today. It's probably like, I don't know, high 40s or maybe like mid 50s right now. So yeah, part 2 of the mini series of different ways to split firewood, and we have our next device. Our next tool, this bad boy right here. I believe this is made by a company called Central Machine or Machinery. I'll put the picture of it up on the screen here. It's sold by Harbor Freight. I think it's averaging around $150 for the splitter. I think there's a sale currently right now for members to get it for like $10 cheaper. Basically, the gist of it is this is hydraulic press here, and you use these levers back and forth to expand the press. The press will go kind of like a hydraulic splitter. To push into the log, and then we'll split at the wedge. So this is not mine, this is my brother's, and he let me borrow it at the initial stages of my firewood splitting career. And I had a neighbor help me to fix it here to add. We had it in a self-tapping bolt, or had to tap it and put a bolt in because it was leaking oil. I still don't think that it's all the way fixed, but I think for the purposes of this demonstration, for the purposes of this episode, I think it would serve us well. We will get into the pros and cons of this machine as we go along in the episode, so stay tuned. Grab your coffee, your Slurpee from 7-Eleven, and let's get on it. So there's like a windstorm right now, hopefully, and I hope that you can hear me. But yeah, so the reviews on this bad boy are mixed. I think people complain that it's too slow. I think a lot of people they get confused on these little holder pieces for the log, so the log that will sit on here, and these stabilizers will help it to not fall off the I-beam. And a lot of times people find that the log will get caught on the edges of these stabilizers, and then the press, being it so strong, will end up bending these pieces as you're trying to force the log through the wedge. So I guess that's in terms of the initial review. These handles here, they alternate or go back and forth here. One should be like slow motion when you're running to get it when you first make contact with the wedge, and to get it split. The other one is faster, so as it starts to split, you want to use the other lever to run it home. This is your the fluid closer and opener. So when you are having this be in motion, you're going back and forth, having this be closed all the way to the right, already tidy. Now when you want to release it and have this ram return, you loosen this and it will go back itself. So these springs on both sides will help that to go back. So without further ado, let's see how this works. Alright, so this is the piece that I've not on before. So there's a branch right here, but in here should be fine to go to the middle. So test it out. This is closed, and let's get to work here. So all I really need now to cap off this exercise, this movement, is a sweatband for my forehead, some bands for my wrist, and some shiny spandex, like a leotard. That could definitely be in the 80s or 90s fitness aerobic video with the 80s background music playing, and we will be set. Woo! Gotta feel that burn, folks. Feeling that burn because you wanted to spend only $150 on a log splitter. This is real time. I am not slowing this down. I'm not going to fast forward this part. I am just going to let this go, and we are at full speed ahead with this whole thing here. Trying to figure out which is the best way to stand when you're doing this. Get the full getting closer. We are getting there. We are getting there. So the hardest part about this is getting it to the point where it's going to be touching the log. At that point, you'll be actually splitting it, obviously, but then when you go to, after it's split, and you go to loosen the ram to be able to split the next one, the trick is to let it out only enough to get the split wood out and the new piece in, or to adjust, and not have this piston go all the way back. That's the time consuming part about this. If you do that each time, you'll be splitting one round of wood per day. So just to let this knob out just enough so this ram will clear, and then you turn your piece, or you add a new round. Almost there. Almost there. Come on. Almost there. Come on. Gonna put a piece of wood in there to help with so much. Bridge that gap a little bit. Mark the Sharpie at this point to make sure that I'm actually making progress here. So let's watch that line and check it out. Alright, so I may have maxed out the RAM, so I'm going to let it out a little bit. Enough there. And let's get another piece of wood. Alright, let's use a scrap piece of pallet wood. Just a hair more out. Enough to clear good. Put this cotter pin out of the way. Alright, so that's in as a filler. I'm on here. Let's keep going. So we can gain back that Sharpie mark that we marked on the RAM. Not even moving. What is going on? Why is this not working? So I'm not sure what's happening. I think the seals in the RAM or the arm pieces may not be sealing. I think maybe they are dried up and not making a good connection with this thing. I thought this was going to be a funny idea, for an episode for this series. I mean, there's a lot of people who have episodes and reviews of this device, and definitely serves its purpose. If you don't have the $1,000 plus to buy a gas-powered splitter, or even a little bit cheaper, you can buy, I believe, the electric ones, not like my Connect splitter, but the ones that are a similar speed as the gas-powered ones. But I think that they're like just like homeowner type splitters, and I would say that this splitter here would be more of a homeowner type, something that I don't know, to make kindling with, or just you have all the time in the world to spend splitting, and you sit there and just keep up that arm, keep pumping that arm. I think probably you could make the homemade version of this bad boy. So I mean, you get the gist of it, though. I mean, this is just one way of splitting. I think this would be cost effective. This just would just press here and then go into the wedge, and it's the same design as a gas-powered splitter, just not with gas. You are literally just using your manual labor for this hydraulic press. This is basically the same press that you would use. Like this is a bottleneck jack on its side, basically to force pressure with hydraulic ram into the wood and into the wedge to split it. So this is another way that people use to split firewood. Pros, it's cheap. You can probably find these even cheaper used. I think I'm going to contact my brother and just give this away, or I don't know. This metal is quite heavy. I think in one of the reviews it was like 80 pounds. So I think it's probably worth taking it apart and taking the metal to the local scrapyard for some money. I'm not sure what's up with this hydraulic press ram, but definitely is not working today. So again, pro would be the cost factor. It's definitely in the budget for a lot of folks out there who are starting off in firewood, or need a way to split down just some bigger pieces that they bought and don't want to mess with an axe or a hatchet or anything that could harm themselves. This thing goes slow enough. I don't think that you could be able to harm yourself in using it. Another pro is exercise. Another pro is you can involve your kids in this. Since this ram is not going very fast, to enlist your kiddos to help you. I'm granted that's child labor, but I mean, I guess it gets involved with, if you heat your house with firewood and they are warm and they benefit from the firewood that you're splitting, get them involved. I think it's good to get the kids involved outside with the chores, get them off their tablets, of course, and whatever else they're doing. But I mean, any 5-year-old or 8-year-old, whatever, can definitely do this. And definitely, when this is working properly, to ram this home, there is a tightness factor, but it's not like you're like having to reef on it to get it to split. So so to get your kids involved in splitting, I think the major now on to cons. The major con, I would say, is time. You can definitely spend a lot of time just going back and forth. Now, if this is working properly, and I apologize that it's not for the purpose of this video, but I am still going to edit it and post it because I still think it serves the purpose of this mini series and interesting. And I guess it's in terms of like these things aren't flawless and they have to be maintained. Just like any tool and any device out there has to be maintained. This obviously has not been maintained very well. And I guess it's my fault. I should have tested it prior to the video, but we're still going to post it up for you all. So again, to back on the cons, time, definitely a lot faster to use your other types of splitter. Either that is going to be your electric or gas powered splitter. This is going to ram it home a lot faster. This is at a glacier pace, definitely in snail mode. But if you have time, then I guess that will work out for you. But yeah, it's definitely slow. Not my favorite, but it gets the job done. You know, it gets the job done, and it's cost effective. So weigh those pros versus the cons. This could be something interesting for you at home to purchase or to rent or borrow from your neighbor and kind of try it out before spending the money. But yeah, so this is just one way to one more way to split firewood. So that's that machine there. Now I think when I got this for my brother to try out, I think I used it for what I got at home from his house. I think I used it for maybe 10 minutes before shaking my head and be like, I don't like, why would someone even think this is remotely useful? But that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion. You're watching this for entertainment or in my opinion, whatever, and that's just my 2 cents. Showing this episode is just kind of comical to bring this up, but again, this is one way to split wood. So there you have it on this log splitter here. Lots to do today in the wood yard. These sales at the firewood stand. So update. Sales at the firewood stand have been picking up a little bit, but definitely will not be reaching my goal for 2023 before the year's out in terms of money made in the year. So I'm not sure how to pick that up. I'm always in my head to figure out ways to sell more firewood, but yeah, I'm always fearful of my inventory. I am aware of how much I have, inventory for my personal use and inventory to sell, and different ways to sell, etc. But yeah, so that's a bummer, but it is what it is in terms of time too. I think time is a factor, how much time you devote to either collecting wood or processing wood, etc., to make sure that you have enough for your personal use and then or for sale. Yeah, and something else real quick I wanted to share. Last night I didn't have it on video, but in a previous episode, I'll see if I can find the footage and have it play here. Oh yeah, there's some metal in here too. Well, yeah, that's gonna be fun. Okay. Oh yeah, look at this. Oh my, oh geez. Yeah, look at here. Hey, this is hollow, and there we got rebar all over the place. We got this. Well, they just missed that nail right there with their chainsaw. Jeez. But there was, in one of the cedar rounds that I got from this pile from the tree service delivery, one of them was hollow, and you could literally see inside the hollowness, and there's a bunch of wood, like stakes and rebar. So I spent some time yesterday with not Old Red, but another axe that is junky, whatever. So if I hit the blade on wood, it wouldn't be that bad. Not have to get a dent in my new older saw, or sorry, axe. But check this out. This is the amount of metal that I found in that round. So we have rebar, another ground stake here, more like a nail here, a coated rebar. I think they like cut it off with the saw before they cut down the tree, or I'm not sure, but check this out. All this metal was in that round, and it took forever to get out because I wanted to show you all this metal. At one more piece right here, and then I wanted to show you too, like there's like this like decking bracket like in the wood that they had some sort of like maybe like a tree house maybe, and that's definitely in there for several years. You see the nails coming out of it that has secured it to the tree. It's to the tree grew around this little bracket here. It's just nuts. So I just wanted to show you that the metal that was in that. So I definitely will find some more. I know when I was attempting to buck up this log, it was on this last piece, and when I was running the Husqvarna, I could see sparks starting to fly from this. So there's some metal in here. So I spent this morning a few minutes hand filing the chain. Chain is definitely hitting some nails and some metal, so not fun. I'm thinking that all the metal's only in the cedar, but we'll see. Start to buck up more of this wood, but I started to, I think in the previous episode too, I'll find it and link it up right here. This cedar, this like white or yellow cedar, what it was, I forget what it was. But it was in a pile right here, just kind of out of the way. This was from, I think arborist Paul dropped off that. It was a mix of, what did he drop that day? It was cedar and something else. Anyway, but it was kind of mounted here, and I was just gonna leave it. But now that I have this other partial cedar in this lot here, I'm going to, I've now stacked this, so this will still be, it'll be the yellow or the white or whatever cedar, and then the other cedar that is from this pile, I'll put it in here too. So this will be all cedar, and then since this is other softwood, and I'm like I mentioned yet in the previous episode, not going to divide it too much into species. So the other wood that's non-cedar, that's in these logs, I created a spot for it this morning. This is the hemlock that's I didn't share with you. I tested some of the hemlock the other day that was from the True Service wood, and that I believe is good to go. That's ready to go, so I can add that to the mix in for wood at the firewood stand. So that's awesome how the IBC tote bladders into roofing worked. So that's awesome. So in here where I'm standing was the first round of spruce that I got from my neighbor, and that's now all gone and sold. So I cleared this out. This is the maple that I got from, I think it was down the way, yeah, from my brother's neighbor down the way, this maple. So this will probably be for personal use, this little wood shed that I built. And then this is, well, I'm going to add on to it. I'm going to keep this area clear. This is fir, my fir area here. Keep this clear for the truck or my wheelbarrow or my lawnmower to get in here. And this will be the spot as of right now for the other softwood that we're going to be splitting up hopefully this week to get the backyard all cleaned out. Still working on some roofing issues with my wood yard here, but I still maintain that where I live, everything needs to be covered. Granted, I could take it off in the summertime so I get direct heat, because we do get a lot of sun but this time of year is just so wet. So I'm debating on a test for all you all, like, no, you don't have to cover your wood all year round. Well, where do you live? I mean, the well-known YouTuber Buck and Billy Ray, he's only a few hours north of me, right? If you check out his videos, look at his videos, and you tell me, is his wood covered? Does his wood, all his wood for his personal use, does he cover it? Is it in a woodshed? Answer me that question. Answer me that. Because where he lives is definitely, we're neighbors. Okay, we live in the same environment, the same climate. Okay, with that, I still maintain my wood needs to be covered. So, but as a test for you all, I'm debating this area here. I'm thinking about having it be partially uncovered to test, like, will that dry? So we'll see how it goes. So I think that this is going to be my experiment. This is my personal wood that's kind of iffy, and I've added to it here. But so we'll see how that goes. That experiment there. What else can I share in the wood yard? I think it's going to be it, at least for now. So thank you for tuning in to the episode of A Different Way How to Split Firewood. I think that was kind of interesting. I apologize again that the actual device did not work properly, but you kind of get the gist. And if you're interested in this tool, there's definitely a whole mess ton of reviews and footage of this working properly. So, excuse me. So, thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it. Keep cutting and be safe. And I'll see you next time. Cheers.